In a vast blue digital space that seemed to float through the universe, countless data particles sparkled and flowed. At the center, a round and cute cookie-shaped entity, CookieCoin, emitted a soft light. With a bright smile and adorable arms and legs, CookieCoin caressed the surrounding data flow, spreading positive energy throughout the network. Hello everyone, I'm CookieCoin. I'm the guardian of the blockchain, who protects the health and happiness of the digital world. CookieCoin's voice was sweet and warm, like the aroma of freshly baked cookies coming from an oven. All beings in the digital world found comfort in his presence. A young boy named Kai, dressed in a cute spacesuit, was exploring the digital world with sparkling eyes. Codes made of zeros and ones danced around him. Wow, this place is so amazing! How do all these codes work? Kai reached out with a curious expression to touch the code, but tilted his head at the intangible flow of light. His steps were light, and his eyes were filled with thirst for knowledge. In a laboratory in the real world, a young scientist with long silver hair, Catherine, was staring at a glowing monitor screen. Her fingers moved quickly across the keyboard, inputting code. Finally complete. With this technology, we can break down the boundaries between the digital world and the real world. Her face showed anticipation for her new invention and a slight tension. Around her were notes filled with complex circuit diagrams and equations, and the image of CookieCoin was faintly visible on the monitor screen. While wandering through the digital space, Kai encountered a cute cat with brown fur and large eyes named Felicette. Meow! Hello, are you lost? Felicette approached Kai, as if meeting an old friend, and rubbed against his head. Kai looked at Felicette in surprise. You can talk? Of course! I'm Felicette. I'm a special cat who understands the language of this digital world. If you're looking for CookieCoin, I can help you. A girl with a bright and energetic smile, Maggie, was explaining CookieCoin to people in front of a colorful poster. CookieCoin isn't just a cryptocurrency. It's a bridge of hope connecting the digital world and the real world. If everyone participates, we can create a better future. Around her were balloons and banners with the CookieCoin logo. People listened curiously to Maggie's story, and some were seen installing the CookieCoin app on their smartphones. A magnificent and brave brown horse, Rocinante, was galloping powerfully along a path of shining data. On his back were glowing cubes that looked like treasure chests. It is my mission to safely protect the treasures of the digital world. Rocinante's eyes were resolutely focused forward, and digital dust scattered whenever his hooves touched the ground. He was a loyal guardian who safely transported blockchain transactions. In a lush garden, a gentle, smiling grandmother, Teresa, was tending to flowers and plants. Various herbs and flowers grew abundantly around her. Everything is connected to each other. The digital world and our reality are ultimately part of one large ecosystem. She was quietly lost in deep thought as she caressed the petals. The sunlight gently embraced her white hair. Teresa was a sage who understood the balance between the digital world and the real world. In a dark and gloomy digital space, a black crow with sharp eyes, Doomcrow, was flying over monitor screens and scattering red error messages. This outdated system must fall. I will bring a new order of chaos. Around him swirled broken code fragments and unstable data flows. With each flap of Doomcrow's wings, anomalies occurred throughout the digital world. In an eerie virtual world, the Obsidian King, wearing a totem mask and feather decorations, was glaring with intense eyes from within the darkness. New technology is dangerous. The digital world must be under my control. In his hand was a glowing obsidian spear, and broken digital structures were scattered around him. He sought to dominate the digital world with powerful force. Wary of the emergence of new technology, Cookie Coin suddenly began to shake unstably and gradually lose its light. A painful expression crossed his face. What's happening? The network. It hurts. Red error codes flashed over Cookie Coin, who seemed to be suffering as if physically ill. The entire blockchain network began to fall into confusion. Various characters began to gather in Catherine's laboratory. Kai and Felicet arrived first, followed by Maggie, Rocinante, and Teresa, who quietly opened the door and entered. "Thank you all for coming," Catherine said with a serious expression. "Cookie Coin's condition is critical. The entire blockchain network is under attack." What happened? Kai wondered. Dooncrow and the Obsidian King have formed an alliance. They're trying to plunge the digital world into chaos, Felicet explained, swishing her tail. "We must save Cookie Coin. Without him, all digital transactions will stop, and chaos will ensue," Maggie said passionately. Teresa nodded wisely. "We all have our roles. Kai has the ability to explore the digital world, and Catherine has abundant technical knowledge. Maggie can gather people, and Rocinante can safely transport important data, and I can understand and interpret the language of the digital world," Felicet proudly added. The heroes passed through a special portal developed by Catherine to enter the digital world. What unfolded before them was a virtual world full of brilliant colors and geometric patterns. "Wow, it's so beautiful," Kai exclaimed. But soon they encountered their first obstacle. A massive firewall blocked their path. "This is Dooncrow's work. He's hacked the firewall to block us," Catherine explained. "I'll try." Kai stepped forward confidently. With his special ability to understand digital code, he discovered a vulnerability in the firewall. "Rocinante, attack that point." With a powerful neigh, Rocinante raised his hoofs and struck the point Kai indicated. The firewall began to crack. Everyone pushed together. Maggie shouted, and all the heroes combined their strength to break down the firewall. After passing through the firewall, Dooncrow was waiting for them. "Foolish ones, I didn't expect you to get this far. But you won't go any further," Dooncrow shouted in a sharp voice. He spread his wings wide and threw countless virus codes at them. Felicet moved quickly to avoid the virus codes, and Teresa raised her arms to create a protective shield. "You won't harm these children," Teresa said in a powerful voice. Catherine quickly wrote antivirus code to neutralize Dooncrow's attack. Maggie gathered people's cheers and support to strengthen their power. Rocinante bravely charged and pushed back Dooncrow. "Oh no! I never expected to be defeated so easily." Dooncrow was flustered as he flew up. "But this is just the beginning. With the Obsidian King, you will all be defeated." Dooncrow disappeared, leaving behind black smoke. "We must continue moving forward. We need to find where Cookie Coin is," Kai said in a determined voice. Felicet sniffed and took the lead. "I can feel Cookie Coin's energy." "This way." They passed through a complex data maze and finally reached the central server where Cookie Coin was located. But when they arrived, Cookie Coin was already severely weakened, with almost no light left. "Cookie Coin!" Everyone cried out in concern. "You're too late, foolish ones." The deep voice of the Obsidian King was heard from the darkness. "Cookie Coin's energy is already mine. Now I am the ruler of the digital world." The Obsidian King was holding a black device that was sucking in Cookie Coin's energy. Dark data swirled around him. "No! Stop!" Maggie shouted. Rocinante charged toward the Obsidian King, but was pushed back after hitting a powerful barrier. Catherine tried to neutralize the device, but it was too powerful to approach. What can we do? Kai asked desperately. Teresa quietly stepped forward. We need to combine all our strength. The digital world and the real world are one. When our hearts and wills connect, nothing is impossible. Grandmother Teresa is right. Let's all work together. Catherine shouted, extending her hand. All the heroes joined hands and formed a circle. The light emanating from their hearts began to grow stronger. Kai's curiosity, Catherine's knowledge, Maggie's passion, Rocinante's courage, Felisette's wisdom, and Teresa's love all merged into one. What is this? The Obsidian King stepped back in confusion. The combined power of the heroes created a powerful energy wave. It flew towards the Obsidian King's device, and the black device began to crack. No! My power! The Obsidian King shouted. The device exploded, releasing Cookie Coin's energy. But the Obsidian King gathered his last strength and created a massive digital storm. I'll send you all to the abyss of data. Cookie Coin faintly opened his eyes. Friends, thank you. His voice was weak, but determination shone in his eyes. He gathered his last strength and stood up. When we all combine our strength, we can defeat any darkness. A warm golden light began to spread from Cookie Coin's body. The light grew stronger and began to push back the Obsidian King's storm. Impossible! I cannot be defeated. The Obsidian King raged. The combined power of Cookie Coin and the heroes surged towards the Obsidian King. The Obsidian King desperately resisted, but was eventually overwhelmed by the power of light. I will return. The Obsidian King's voice gradually faded, and his form scattered into digital fragments. With the disappearance of the Obsidian King, peace returned to the digital world. Cookie Coin's light warmly illuminated every place, and damaged codes and data began to recover. We did it! Kai shouted with joy. It was possible because we were all together, Teresa said with a smile. The entire digital world was engulfed in a festive atmosphere. Data particles of various colors decorated the sky like fireworks, and everyone rejoiced at Cookie Coin's healthy appearance. Thank you, friends. Without you, the digital world would have been plunged into darkness, Cookie Coin said with a bright smile. Maggie also held celebration events in the real world, and many people listened to the story of Cookie Coin. While they were celebrating, a small and weakened Doomcrow was watching them from a corner. Why don't they hate me? He was confused. Felicette quietly approached him. We don't hate you. You're also part of this world. But I tried to harm you. Doomcrow wondered. Every being can change. You can choose too, Felicette said, and Doomcrow fell into deep thought. Can I help? Doomcrow asked cautiously. Of course, Cookie Coin replied brightly. Your hacking skills will help strengthen our system. For the first time, a light of hope shone in Doomcrow's eyes. I've never been helpful to someone. Catherine returned to her laboratory and began developing new technology to further strengthen the connection between the digital world and the real world. Kai became her excellent assistant and worked together with her. Teresa created a digital garden to teach people the importance of balance and harmony, and Rocinante took on the task of strengthening the security of the blockchain network. Maggie traveled around the world, giving lectures on Cookie Coin and digital ethics. And Felicette developed a new digital language to create bridges of communication. Cookie Coin became stronger and wiser. He was no longer just a digital mascot, but an important link between the digital world and the real world. If we're together, we can overcome any danger, Cookie Coin said with a shining smile. One day, while Cookie Coin and friends were gathered, A strange signal was detected from afar. This looks like a signal from another dimension. Catherine wondered. A new adventure awaits, Kai said excitedly. Cookie Coin smiled at his friends. Together, we're not afraid of any adventure. Shall we go, friends? Everyone nodded with bright smiles. Their new adventure had just begun. The end.